Welcome to this edition of another AI agent build. We have an interesting use case here today. Simple script like we had last time. Pesabazaar will be our use case for this time. This is going to be in the insurance niche. We're going to try demonstrate how you can use AI and embed it into an insurance related business. This simple script will allow us, similarly as we did in our previous edition, to first gather information about the business. As always, we are starting our Python environment here, setting up the Python virtual environment, then running a quick test on our script to see if it's going to do the work. It's easily ported from our previous script. You can see we have 61 pages to crawl. For a simple demonstration, again, 61 pages should be sufficient for us to demonstrate the power of OpenAI LLMs. 61 pages of information. You can see we have blogs, we have a few articles from their website, we have the sitemap, we have quite the coverage, we have a lot of insurance products. Pesabazaar in itself is an insurance comparison tool. You can see the website over here, allows you to compare insurance products from various insurance product providers in Kenya. You are able again to close the purchase loop by buying insurance from their website and paying for the insurance using M-Pesa or card. This is Visa and MasterCard. So from their sitemap here, we are going to compare some of the pages we have on the sitemap as well as the website itself. So for instance, we have the motor insurance, comprehensive motor insurance page. We are going to ensure we have crawled all this information. You can see the script has finished crawling the 61 pages. The data has been saved into a single file in JSON-L format. This is a format that LLMs easily understand. Since we are extracting text and these are generative text models, it's easier for us to save all this information in a single file, especially if you're not using a huge database. Then the AI agent will easily reference all data sitting in a single file and again formatted in a manner that it's easy for the LLM to understand and sift through when asked questions. So just going over the data here to ensure we have all the data we need. This, you can see we have the images from the website, we have the links that appear on the sitemap, the markdown of the website itself. So I'm going to try clean up the markdown, ensure that we save all the markdown from the website. The markdown is very, very important. OpenAI models as well as other LLMs easily understand markdown. And in this case, the markdown will have more value in terms of the information from the individual pages that we've crawled on this website. So we'll ensure that our script, as it goes through each of the pages, ensures that we extract any text that might exist. This is in order to ensure we are not feeding the LLM and the AI agent poor data. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. So it's always important to ensure that at the end of the day, you start the process and the training of the AI agent using clean and value-rich data. That ensures at the end that the output of the AI agent is quality and of value to the customer. So QA is also a very, very important aspect of training and building LLM-based AI agents. The quality of the data is paramount, and at the end of the day, you need to ensure you feed your AI agent the cleanest possible data. So we are going to use ChatGPT here to try clean up this script, optimize it, and ensure that we capture all the data we want and also save it in a format that we understand. Some of the pages might have missing data. As always, in most websites, you'll find some dead archived pages. So it's also part of your role as you crawl the data to feed the AI agent to ensure that we are sifting through and getting any empty data, we are getting away with it, and we are only crawling the data that is of value to us. So I'll go through and ensure that I find pages with information. You can see here, this one has a few paragraphs of information here. So this is very, very important to what we're trying to do. This is the information we want the AI agent to be able to reference. So I'll have ChatGPT just optimize the script here, run a test again, paste it, run a test again to see what we can crawl. So let's empty this, empty the end file, run again, clear the terminal session, then run the script again. Of course, ChatGPT has added a Python library that we need to ensure is available. So you can see here, just going through, they require us to do pip install. So we need to install this into our virtual environment for this project. Classic Python errors. You can see what's happening here. We need to ensure we install in the exact Python version that we're using for our virtual environment. In this case, it's Python 3.10. So we need to ensure that we are also installing into the same virtual environment. Again, now you can see once we do this, the requirement is satisfied. We can run the script again, and quickly the 61 pages will be crawled, and voila, you can see now our Markdown attribute is very well related. We have the text that we had over here. We have it on the JSON-L file. Just scrolling through, you can see now, unlike the previous time, our file here has quite the data right now. This text is what we've been looking for, and is the text that we need to feed our AI agent in the training process. So going back to the website, you can see now we can now go to ChatGPT. We can go to OpenAI Playground and set up the AI assistant. So again, you can see here the format of the data we have in JSON-L is not compatible with what the vector stores will need. So back to our code, we will need to ensure that the data that we've crawled, we can store it in a format that is aligned with what OpenAI expects. Just going through this to ensure it's not going to accept it. And then we'll have ChatGPT optimize the script to ensure this time we store the file, both the JSON-L and in a format that the vector store on OpenAI platform will understand. Remember, you can do this the easy way or the hard way, and the easy way is to always ensure you align the data set you have to the vector store you're feeding, because for any platform, they optimize their vector store to what their models would best understand. And so in this case, we need to ensure our data set is properly aligned with the OpenAI vector store standards, and ensure that the chunks that we are sending to OpenAI are exactly what OpenAI would anticipate. So ChatGPT has given us an updated version of the script to allow us to save both the JSON-L and a JSON file. So in this case now, while we had two file or a single file in our previous saving and our previous run of the script, we expect that this time we'll have two files, one in JSON and one in JSON-L. Then we'll just have it update the whole script as a whole, instead of me looking for where to inject the code. Again, this is for the software developers in the house. This is vibe coding and how you can use AI and prompt it as your coding copilot. So this can either be done inside your Visual Studio Code using GitHub Copilot or any other coding assistant, or if you have ChatGPT, including the free version. What I have here is the paid version. For one reason or another, it has some additional perks here and there, but even from the free version, you can do a lot of these coding assistance using the free version of ChatGPT. It might have a limit when it comes to the length of the code it can generate for you. Otherwise, if you're good at your prompting, you can easily leverage it as your coding copilot. So we've had it just update our whole script. We are going to paste that onto our code base, rerun the same, clear our terminal session, clear the JSON L file that we had, ensure that we are running the script again and a clear session for this case. Run the script again. We still have 61 pages to crawl. I covered crawl for AI in our previous session. It's a Python library that allows you to crawl websites. At the same time, is optimized for converting data to formats that LLMs can easily understand. So it's my go-to tool when building AI agents. Now we have the files in JSON, quickly uploading it to the vector store on OpenAI, just under 1 MB of data from the 61 pages. Save this to the vector store, then review the configurations for your assistant here. As always, the temperature is a key parameter to configure. Then there are the system instructions. Define the model that you want to use. Yeah, so we have a system prompt here. So we are going to replace the default prompt that we had with a more detailed prompt. So this prompt is in Markdown format, optimized for the use case that we have here. Just having it understand the business use case, what it's going to be doing, and the instructions of how it handles the various questions going to come across. So this is a starting point of training your AI agent. So we are going to wait for the vector store to quickly index all the data that is in the JSON file that we uploaded. Once it's been indexed, it means the AI agent can be trained using the data, again, and the system prompt that we provided here. So we can go to the playground and start fine-tuning and playing around with the model. So one, just start a conversation, see what the initial version of the agent can do, and there we are. So we have an agent here trained for Pesabazaar Kenya. You can see it's quite personable already. We are going to ask it 5 questions we can ask it to showcase its prowess. This is a cheat code and a hack for you AI developers out there. It's usually a quick way for me to have the AI let me know how good it is and what it is good at the moment. So sometimes as you're training the AI agent, you might think it's capable of doing something, but this is a quick way for it to tell you what it's capable of. So we have a few questions it's given us, and you can see the different types of answers it can handle. It can handle different insurance types, policy types, cost comparisons, bundling options, and guiding you through the purchase process. So we quickly ask it a few questions here. We can already see the first hurdle. It's not picking the data very well. So we are going to try clean this up first. So this is how you train and fine tune your AI agent until at the end, you have an output that is akin to what the client or the business use case is trying to look for. So hallucinations, empty responses in formats that you do not expect. All of these are things for the developer to fine tune at this stage. This can be done during development and as well as once this has been deployed and is in production. The fine tuning process is something that you will keep doing and iterating. And since these agents have memory, each iteration ensures that the next iteration of the AI agent is better than the last one. So we want to ensure that after every iteration, it's learning and becoming better. And how you do that is through reinforcement and telling it what's good, what's bad, telling it the responses you like, the length of the responses that it might have given, what you did not like about the responses it might have given, the tone of the responses that it might have given. So all this kind of fine tuning is going to be dependent on the business, the brand guidelines, of course, but as well as it's for the developer to transfer these instructions that sit on pieces of paper to what an LLM will understand in terms of a system prompt and instructions that guide the AI agent on a day-to-day basis. So we're going to keep fine-tuning, asking it a few questions and there, playing around with it. We want to see if we can increase the temperature, change the response format, change the top performance metrics, any of these metrics that you might need to tweak around. They are very, very important to how the end result of the AI agent and the interactions that it has with the customers. So you keep tweaking around these values. So depending again on what you are trying to do, you'll see the temperature might need to go higher, while the top P might need to go lower, or vice versa. So here we are just having ChatGPT help us figure out how we can tweak either of the values to ensure one, the AI agent is still doing what we need it to do, but two, we are not also having the hallucinations and empty responses. So just trying to understand what the temperature means here and in reference to what we have, and trying to figure out if the temperature is the reason of these empty responses. Sometimes it might also be because the AI agent does not have data to reference for that answer. So while you might want to tweak the temperature sometimes, in other cases it might be that you need to feed it more data for it to reference and come up with these answers. So you can see here we still have some of the null responses in some of the answers. Trying to figure out which of the questions are giving the empty responses, why it's able to answer some of the questions. It's able to answer some of the questions with sufficiently, while others have empty responses. So I'm just going to keep prompting it to see if I can figure out which are the edge cases that it's hallucinating on. And this is the process. This is where the bread is made. This is where the AI developers, this is where the software engineers, when you talk about prompt engineering, this is it. This is how you fine tune this from just a general model that was unreliable and very broad to a very well fine tuned business tool. So here we are trying to do this for the insurance industry. This can be done for multiple other industries. You can see we've just optimized how it puts out responses, assuming that this data is going to be consumed into a third-party application. I'm trying to format some of the responses in JSON to ensure that they can easily be consumed by the developers on the other end. But again, that's very dependent on the use case. It can be modified to give out responses in any of the formats. We can use it again to close the loop here. You can see I'm trying to simulate a purchase process. Having it, you can train it to ask the relevant questions. This is akin to what will have been a lead generation form or a contact form on our website. Instead of that, we are now in the era where the AI agent can collect all this information for you and submit it already to your backend application. So on top of just being informational and guiding the user about your products, it can also guide the user in terms of the checkout process and lead generation. So you might want to just collect a lead and have your sales agent contact them tomorrow. You might also want to have them purchase the whole insurance and send the whole insurance to them without any human interaction. All of this is going to be dependent on the business use case, and the AI agent can be trained to do either. So you can see here we have a few fields that we normally have it ensure it collects: the full name, the date of birth, national ID, mobile phone email address as well as a residential address. For instance, if you are trying to buy home insurance, so the AI agent can intelligently collect this information. You can see asking the customer to confirm the payment method that they will prefer to use, and much more can be done, much more can be collected from the AI agent, and then use all of these as leverage for the business and use it to bring more revenue to the business. So this is a simple 20-minute build of an AI agent. We will keep building more AI agents in other industry verticals. Insurance has been the case today. We did conversational commerce in our previous session. More and more industry verticals to come. If you're looking for any of these AI agents, hit me up, drop a comment on the videos. See you on the next one.